Hiya guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Bunmi. If you're new here, welcome. So we're talking about how your shopping style matches your unmet emotional needs. Or if I told you your wardrobe isn't a style problem, but rather it is a therapy session waiting to happen. That fashion correlates with politics, it correlates with art, and when you look at the political social economy climate of the world, you see fashion at the forefront of it as well, and you see how it affects the way people dress, it affects people's style, it affects people's way of expression. And currently a lot of people are dressing very smart, like a business chic. Like fashion is like really about clothes, like mirrors your inner life. Like when people look into your wardrobe, they should instantly know who you are. Most people's wardrobe is full of evidence of their pain, unmet needs, if it's full of their longings. And you know, sometimes we often have shopping habits, we just don't have the language of why we have certain shopping habits. How, like, number one, we have the scarcity shopper. This person, you buy in bulk, and you cannot pass up a deal, and you hold like basics just in case. So these are the people that you see when they're shopping. They always buy things just in case, they always like hold it up, and a lot of the time it mirrors the unmet need of safety. Maybe you grew up like in a poverty environment, like financial instability. In that is an attempt to outrun the fear of not having enough. You lived without for so long, you were always hearing no, and now that you have the money, who's going to stop you from actually buying that cute top even though you don't need it? Who's going to stop you from splurging when you don't even need to splurge? A lot of what you do is not about the clothes, it's about your feeling at that moment in time. And so when you have like this scarcity mindset, it can work against you, because you can become quite cluttered and there can be a lot of noise around you, and less is often more. And knowing that, you know, money comes and goes, you have the occasional shopper. You know, they constantly buy for a life that they don't have yet. They'll always like buy that dress for the dinner party, or buy that dress that they would like to wear for romantic getaways before they have a boyfriend. I find myself doing this a lot in the past. I remember often like buying lingeries. I was holding lingeries for so long because I was just gonna like, these are my lingeries wardrobe, these are the outfits I want to be wearing when it's sexy time with my partner, even though I'm single. And it's just quite interesting how that mindset works, in the sense of like always just preparing. It's always the preparation stage, and sometimes you just need to buy because it's nice and it's pretty and it's what you need and what you desire, in something that when you wear it, you know, it kind of like uplifts your mood. You don't have to wait for that special occasion to wear that outfit that you've been storing for years and it's been sitting in your wardrobe for years. You know, it's the people that buy like the office pieces for like promotions, just in case they get like become like a manager, or they become a partner at a law firm, or they become like a founder, or they reach that 1 million and this is the outfit they want to wear. And I kind of feel like it's quite redundant, because you know, when you do reach that milestone, there are other cute clothes that you will find that would match that moment in time and how you're feeling. So why are you holding a cute clothes instead of just wearing it and just having fun in that? And so I stopped buying lingerie. I was just gonna like, I'm just gonna wear what I have, and just when that moment comes, I know and I can gauge exactly what I like, and maybe also impute like my own partner's taste in what they would like to see as well. So I kind of feel like I relate to this. Like, I used to be the occasion shopper, but now every nice clothes I have in my wardrobe, it doesn't matter, I always wear it. It doesn't matter if I'm going to church, it doesn't matter if I'm going to the supermarket, it doesn't matter if I'm just going down the road. I always make sure that I wear my nice clothes, because it's nice. It's like a statement piece, an identifier of who you are. And then we have the trend chaser. You are always updating, always looking for the nearest trends. You're always slightly behind, you're never satisfied. Your unmet need is belonging, and you always try to close the gap between yourself and a group that you want to be accepted by. And that's whether it is like a social class, an aesthetic community, or a version of womanhood you want to be told was desirable. This is what people think is sexy, and because you're always gunning for sexy, and you think that was the idea of society's sexy is like the defined sexiness of things, you tend to like just miss yourself in that. You tend to just like go and flow with the wind rather than being like a tree that is stabilized and rooted and actually knows who they are and embraces who they are. And you know, trend come and go, they come in circles all the time, you know. So I kind of feel like what people may think is out of style shouldn't matter, because you know, it would come back around in 6 months time, in 3 months time. Fashion is a circle. It goes alongside with what is going on politically, what is going on economically, what is going on in the art world. So you don't have to worry about such thing. As long as you're rooted and you understand who you are, and you understand that even though we are quite dynamic, you still know the core of who you are. And so that is something that trend chaser does. The occasional you know, for the unmet needs for the occasional shopper is permission. I forgot to mention that. So you need permission to just wear what you want to wear, the cute outfits. It doesn't matter the seasons, it doesn't matter anytime, just wear it. Even if you're gardening, wear that nice outfit for gardening, wear that nice casual outfit for gardening. If you want to wear it, you do have the permission to wear what you want to wear without looking for approval from other people. And then you have the comfort shopper. So these are the people that, you know, after a long day, instead of grabbing a wine glass, you're shopping. After a difficult conversation, you're just kind of like, I need a new clothes to make myself feel better. You know, after a disappointment, you often go for retail therapy. And what the unmet needs is soothing. You need to soothe yourself. Like, it's almost just kind of like you want something to make you feel better. And so I kind of feel like this can borderline become so dangerous, because even when you don't need something, you just buy for the sake of buying. And sometimes you get too lazy to actually like send back the clothes, and then it accumulates and it gathers dust together, and then you're just kind of like, what am I buying this for? And then before you know it, you're just spending and spending and spending, sometimes spending money you don't need to. The brain gets like dopamine hit. It's just kind of like novelty for you, and you know, you anticipate the purchase kind of thing, which can temporarily feels you like, it feels that emotional hole. But the problem is, the emotional hole is that the parcel has arrived, and after that you still don't feel better, you know, you still don't feel great, and you need something that would make you feel excellent in that. So you know, we often need to just make sure we're not using material things to fill up an emotional hole that needs attention. A lot of the time these things are just surface level things, whereas if we look beneath and we look at the root of those surface things, we see how the you know, we see the root of the issues, we see the root cause of the issues. These are just symptoms, and for you to diagnose yourself, obviously you need a professional. And then we have the identity shopper. I am an identity shopper. I shop for my identity. I shop for the way I feel, what I want to say about myself to people, how I want to present myself, and what makes me feel good, and what suits my body shape in general as well. And so I feel like, aside from like, you know, I don't reinvent my wardrobe every 6 months, because I feel like that's so much doing, but I do inject things as I'm growing my capsule wardrobe. Like, identity shoppers are often like reinventing their wardrobe like every 6 months, when they have a new job, when they have a new relationship, a new seasons of their life, new aesthetics come in place. These are the people that will dress according to how their partner dresses, or according to who they're around, really about them. And so it's about like the unmet need is like self-definition. So you try to use clothes to answer the question of who am I, and that is a real question that you need to actually sit down and acknowledge and understand. Style can express your identity, but it cannot create it. And who are we without anyone else around us? And are we strong enough and rooted in ourselves to be able to stand and be different without feeling like an outsider, without worrying about what other people are thinking, or without trying to assimilate to those around us? And then we have the invincible shopper. They only buy things that won't be noticed. They wear like muted colors, nothing too fitted, nothing that draws attention. The unmet need is safety, with them through shrinking, and somewhere you've learned that being seen was dangerous, and your wardrobe is a hiding place. And this makes me quite sad, because we often have to wear clothes that make us feel good and that make us feel safe. And yeah, I kind of feel like everyone has flaws, everyone has been through life. Trauma is not easy going through. So it makes me feel sad when I see people that hide hide themselves in that. And so this is where I come from as a Christian when it comes to all these unmet needs. Rooting yourself in God, something above you, often helps make you and develop the identities already created in you, and make you confident and bold in expressing that without diminishing who you are, without waiting for the approval of others around you. And I kind of feel like this is why having Christ in your life, having God in your life, having the Holy Spirit in your life, they often show you beauty. Like when you look at the world, beauty all around you and identity all around you. Like identity is I would say is a self-expression of things that God has. There are certain personalities that God have that you see in your friends, and it all comes together to propel and bring forth the purpose of God and the story, and to continue writing the story that God is already continue being a part of a story that God is already writing or has finished writing. And so I kind of feel like identity is something that God will often flesh out of you when you seek Him, when you seek Jesus, when you have the Holy Spirit in you. God is the God of beauty. He created everything beautiful in this world, including your identity. Your identity is absolutely beautiful. The way you are is beautiful. If you have some things you need to work on, definitely work on it. It doesn't make you a bad person. If you have certain character flaws or certain personalities that that is a flaw, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that it's something that you need to improve on to be a better human being, to be a happier you, to be a joyful you, a lighter you. And so I want to talk about the sense of what beauty is. That will be in another video, because I kind of feel like people have this negative stigma when it comes to things beautiful. Beauty is so polarizing, right? Is either people are like, no, you shouldn't be vain, or beauty is like about vanity and all these things, or people are just like, no, beauty is something that is concrete, something that is good, it's something that is real. So a polarizing topic like that is something I want to talk about in the next video. What are your thoughts on that? Look at your 5 purchases, right? Were they planned or were they reactive? What were you feeling in the 24 hours before each one of them? Also, is there a pattern, same emotion, same triggers, same type of items? What were you actually hoping the purchase would give you? And so this is where I conclude the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about this video. and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Au revoir. Ciao bella. Odabo. Bye guys.